Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Anthony with themovieblog.com, and I'm back here with another video. This time we're here for another installment of the Movie News, our weekly or sometimes monthly recap of all the movie news that we can shake a stick at. Here's your movie news for August 15th, 2022. Marvel has tapped Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings director Destin Daniel Cretton to direct Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. Marvel just announced the upcoming project Avengers: The Kang Dynasty at the San Diego Comic-Con recently. We don't know much about the project yet thanks to the cloud of Marvel secrecy. Based on the title, the Avengers will face down one of their biggest foes yet in Kang the Conqueror. Avengers: The Kang Dynasty is set to be released on May 2nd, 2025 and will likely feature Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror himself. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings was a huge success for Marvel and was praised by fans and critics alike. Now that the new Avengers movie has a director, our only guess is that production will begin sooner than we expected. This is surprising but incredible news. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is the last movie I got to watch with my mother the night that she passed away, and it is the Marvel film that will always hold a special place in my heart. I'm excited to learn that the director will continue to make films with Marvel and is being entrusted with their most important franchise. I am extremely excited about the Kang Dynasty and how this movie is going to explore the Easter eggs that we've seen hinting at Kang's existence so far, like the Rama Tut Easter egg in Moon Knight. If you're not familiar with Rama Tut, make sure you catch my explainer on the character and his history with the Fantastic Four before watching Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. Anyway, I'm really excited about this news. I'm really excited to hear what other people think about the director. That's all I have for this one. As usual, if you guys like these updates, you want to see more, please do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, I'm going to check you guys later. Peace. In a recent interview, Joe Russo confirmed The Gray Man will be getting a sequel and a spin-off on Netflix. Before we get started, I need you to do me a favor and hit the like and subscribe button so you can see more news updates like this moving forward. Now, The Gray Man premiered on Netflix on July 22nd and featured Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans, Ana de Armas, Alfred Woodard, Jessica Henwick, and Billy Bob Thornton. Anthony and Joe Russo directed the film, which received a 90% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. While that score is rather high, the official critic score of the film sits at 47%, with the consensus being that the film fell short on several fronts. Despite The Gray Man's poor reviews, fans loved it. This isn't the first time that we've seen the critics and fans divided, but this time it was by a pretty wide margin. The Gray Man centers on the CIA's top operative, Six, Ryan Gosling, who accidentally uncovers dark agency secrets. When a psychopathic former colleague puts a bounty on Six's head, he must do whatever it takes to escape assassins during a global manhunt. In an interview with Deadline, Joe Russo revealed that both the Gray Man sequel and spin-off are in the works. While details are slim, we do know that the sequel will be inspired by the Mark Greaney novel. We also know that the spin-off will be a bit more edgy with a hard R rating. You can see Joe Russo's quote from the Deadline interview online, and it reads as follows. The sequel will be inspired by the Mark Greaney novel. Translating from one medium to another often requires interpretation, but we have an incredible amount of source material from an amazing author. We'll draw on that for the sequel. Joe Russo also commented on the Gray Man spinoff, saying it will be more edgy and experimental. Warnick and Reese will write the spinoff, and we're going to do something a little more edgy and experimental with that. It's a bit surprising that The Gray Man is getting a sequel and spinoff. Sure, the movie was a hit for Netflix, but it seemed like Netflix had been wanting to scale back on large investment projects like this. I'm happy to see the Russos getting the opportunity to tell more stories with Netflix, and I'm happy to see these actors and these characters moving forward with this story. Anyway, that's all I have for this one. Again, if you like this video, please do me a favor, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, I'm gonna check you guys later. Peace. Sony is working on expanding its Spider-Man universe of films with multiple films in production. Before we get started, I need you to do me a favor and hit the like and subscribe button so you can see more news updates like this moving forward. Now, Sony found a lot of success with Spider-Man No Way Home. Venom, Venom Let There Be Carnage, and more. We know that Morbius has not been well received by critics or audiences, but so far that's about it. Regardless, Sony is not slowing down on film adaptations of Spider-Man related characters. Sony has both Kraven and Madam Web currently filming. Today we're getting looks at actors Adam Scott and Dakota Johnson on set in the movie. These shots don't show much, but we get some more sense of the time and style of the film. I am digging Dakota Johnson's jacket in these photos, and of course there's Adam Scott. This movie is not yet instilling me with any confidence about its existence, but Madam Web will be coming sooner than later. It's still an odd choice for the film adaptation, and I rank this one up there with Sony's plans for a film about Aunt May. There's a chance this movie will be good if this film takes on a team-like story with Madam Web teaming up with other Spider-Women. But that also depends on the villain. I'm glad Sony is motivated to make movies in the Spider-Man universe, but I am sad that they refuse to hire a consultant or a showrunner for their efforts. Anyway, that's all I have for this one. If you guys like these updates, you want to see more, do me a favor. Please hit that like button, make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, I'll check you guys later. Peace. Warner Brothers Discovery has chosen not to release Batgirl, the movie that's been in production for months and nearly cost $90 million to make. But first, if you're new to this channel and you like quick movie news updates, please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to see more updates from us in the future. Now, Batgirl has been on the Warner Brothers slate of films for years and was directed by Adil El Arbi and Bilal Fallah. The film was going to star Leslie Grace as the title hero and also starred J.K. Simmons, Michael Keaton, and Brendan Fraser. Batgirl was originally supposed to be released exclusively on HBO Max. There were no plans at that time for Batgirl to receive a theatrical release. Batgirl originally started filming in 2021 and was set for a late 2022 release date on HBO Max. Joss Whedon infamously left the project claiming he failed, but it looks like the project itself might have had trouble from the start. Whedon also claimed that he couldn't come up with a story and the project simply crumbled in his hands. Batgirl has been on Warner Brothers DC slate since 2017, but it kept getting delayed. Now we're learning that there was reason for all the trouble. It looks like WB felt that they had somewhat of a disaster on their hands and made a decision. Warner Brothers Discovery has officially shelved Batgirl and it will not be released in any format. The New York Times first broke the news reporting that the test screenings went so poorly that Warner Brothers decided to table the whole project. The film carried a nearly $90 million price tag, and Warner Brothers is accepting the loss for the sake of future DC films. A source for the New York Times said that they think an unspeakable Batgirl is going to be irredeemable. This is by far the most surprising news I've ever heard about a DC film, and this is after a long list of crazy news surrounding DC films. At least this absolutely explains why Batgirl didn't have a presence at the San Diego Comic-Con. It's been heavily reported that WB Discover would love to reorganize and restructure the way that they release films related to DC characters. The movie had been enjoying a lot of attention for the return of Michael Keaton's Batman, as well as Brendan Fraser's villain turn as Firefly. I personally wanted to see the film just to get a sense of the direction of the DC future and to see Michael Keaton back as Batman. I feel terrible for everyone involved in the production, including star Leslie Grace and directors Bilal Fallah and Adil El Arbi. They were going to be some of the few directors to cross over and work on both Marvel and DC productions after wrapping up work on Ms. Marvel from Disney Plus earlier this year. This gut punch of news is still settling and will surely be talked about for some time. I am curious how you guys will react to the news, so be sure to share your thoughts in the comments. Anyway, that's all I have for this one. Again, as usual, if you guys like these updates, you want to see more, please hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, I'm going to check you guys later. Peace. In a recent Instagram post, Sylvester Stallone slammed Rocky producer Irwin Winkler and the new Creed spinoff Drago. But real quick, before we get started, if you like these videos, do me a favor. Please hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Now, Rocky first premiered in 1976 and has since spawned multiple sequels and spin-offs. The most recent Rocky spin-off, Creed 3, is set to premiere March 3, 2023. The franchise made Stallone a household name, and the original was the recipient of 3 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Director. Over the years, Sylvester Stallone has been very outspoken about his love for the Rocky franchise. He's also very outspoken about the things he doesn't like. He's taken to his Instagram account multiple times to share his gripes regarding the franchise. Recently, he shared his feelings about how he wants the rights to Rocky back. There is a bit of a problem with that because he never owned the rights in the first place, but there is a pattern here. Stallone often uses his Instagram account to address things that should be done behind closed doors and outside of the public spotlight. He's doing it again with the most recent post where he takes a dig at Irwin Winkler and the upcoming Creed spinoff Drago. Again, Stallone is at it. The actor recently opened up his Instagram, posted something about berating Irwin Winkler, his children, and the upcoming film Drago, and he goes as far as to call Winkler pathetic and calls Winkler's sons moronic vultures. Stallone has taken it upon himself to apologize to the fans and claims the characters are being exploited. All of this is because he feels they went behind his back to produce the upcoming Creed spinoff Drago. The post reads as follows. Another heartbreaker. Just found this out. Once again, Irwin Winkler, this pathetic 94-year-old producer, and his moronic vulture children, Charles and David, are once again picking clean the bones of another wonderful character I created without even telling me. I apologize to the fans. I never wanted Rocky to be exploited by these parasites. By the way, I once had nothing but respect for Dolph, but he never told me about what was going on behind my back with the character I created for him. Real friends are more precious than gold. This is oddly entertaining. This reminds me of when Dave Chappelle made a public campaign against Netflix to get the rights to Chappelle's show from Comedy Central. It's interesting to me how these creators are initially okay with signing these contracts, but then grow to regret it later in life. I always assumed Stallone had some creative control and rights to Rocky, but this is an open lesson on how things can turn out if you don't own the characters you create. This is exactly what comic book creators are going through with Marvel. These guys do all the work while someone else profits off that work in perpetuity. Anyway, that's all I have for this one. As usual, if you guys like these updates, you want to see more, please hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, I'm gonna check you guys later. Peace. MGM has officially lost the rights to Tomb Raider, and a bidding war erupts as studios vie for the rights. Tomb Raider originally began as a very successful video game franchise in 1996. Since then, there have been 3 film adaptations. The franchise features Lara Croft as she sets out on adventures across the globe as a Tomb Raider. The first Tomb Raider film, titled Lara Croft Tomb Raider, premiered in 2001 and starred Angelina Jolie as Lara Croft. The film was a box office success and debuted at number 1. Lara Croft Tomb Raider grossed $48.2 million opening weekend and beat out movies like Shrek and Atlantis: The Lost Empire. The film also spawned a sequel titled Lara Croft Tomb Raider: The Cradle of Life. In 2018, the franchise was rebooted and the film simply titled Tomb Raider was released. Alicia Vikander stepped into the role of Lara Croft, and the film grossed a worldwide total of $274.7 million at the box office. Tomb Raider was not received well by critics, and it only reached an underwhelming 53% on Rotten Tomatoes. Despite the middling success of Tomb Raider, it appears another reboot is on the way. MGM has lost the rights to the franchise, and a bidding war has begun between a host of Hollywood studios. According to the Wrap, MGM had till May of this year to greenlight a Tomb Raider sequel. Since they did not greenlight a sequel, the IP is up for grabs. There's no word yet on which studios are vying for the rights, but we'll surely learn something in the coming months as the bidding war heats up. It's also worth noting that the rights for now have reverted back to the game company, and Graham King's GK Films has made a big deal to rep the IP. I'm honestly shocked at all that there's interest in this franchise. The video games themselves peaked in popularity almost 20 years ago. The adaptations have found varying success and resulted in the franchise being rebooted. Video game to movie adaptations are difficult for Hollywood to find success in. Uncharted with Tom Holland didn't light up the box office, nor did the recent Resident Evil Netflix series do anything to bolster Netflix's views or subscribers. I just don't get why these companies are investing so much in nostalgia. Anyway, that's all I have for this one. If you guys like these updates, you want to see more, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Otherwise, I'm going to check you guys later. Peace. Newly released early concept art reveals a comic book accurate look at Gorr the God Butcher from Thor Love and Thunder. Marvel's latest film, Thor Love and Thunder, was released on July 8th and received middling reviews from critics with an underwhelming 66% on Rotten Tomatoes. But real quick, if you guys are new here, you like these quick updates, do me a favor. Please hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe so you can see more of these updates in the future. Getting right back to it. The film featured Chris Hemsworth, Natalie Portman, Tessa Thompson, and Christian Bale. Thor Love and Thunder followed a Thor as he battled the maniacal Gorr the God Butcher, who vowed to make gods extinct. Thor Love and Thunder introduced fans to a new villain in Gorr the God Butcher, who was crazy. The character was raised on a planet of immense scarcity and was taught to worship the gods. After the death of his daughter, Gorr wandered this world until he came across the very gods he worshipped. Early concept art posted by Alexei Bricklot on Instagram shows us a very different look at Gorr the God Butcher. His look in the concept art is more accurate to the comic books and also makes Gorr appear to far more alien. I will admit that I was a bit disappointed with the look of Gorr. I understand that Bale didn't want to do the dress up and the loincloth thing, which is fine, but he looked way too human for me. These images show Gorr in some sort of godly looking armor, and I assume that he took this from the god he butchers. We wouldn't know because we didn't see him butcher very many gods in the movie, but that could be what the artist was going for in this image. I especially love how the Necrosword symbiote takes on the impression of a frilly cape, kind of like Mr. Sinister from the old X-Men cartoons. The second look isn't as appealing to me. I can't identify whose likeness this is in this image, but I still like this better than what we saw in the movie. This one looks cool, but doesn't fit what I imagine when I think of Gorr. Anyway, that's all I have for this one. If you guys like these updates, you want to see more, please make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, I'm going to check you guys later. Peace. A TikTok from Mohamed Diab and Oscar Isaacs heavily implies that Moon Knight will be getting a second season. But first, I need you to do me a favor. Please hit that like button and subscribe to help us out so that you can continue to receive these quick news updates moving forward. Now, Moon Knight premiered on March 30th, 2022, and it was an instant hit for Disney+. The series starred Oscar Isaacs as the title hero and starred Ethan Hawke, May Calamawy, and F. Murray Abraham. Moon Knight followed the split personalities of Mark Spector, Stephen Grant, who were granted the powers of an Egyptian moon god. The two used their powers to fight evil and specifically battled the nefarious Arthur Harrow, who was trying to raise the ancient goddess Ammit. Disney Plus has been knocking it out of the park with its MCU series, and Moon Knight is no exception. The series was different than anything Marvel has done in the past, but it still felt like a part of the larger cinematic universe. The first season of the show ended with a bit of a cliffhanger, and fans everywhere have been waiting for news about a second season. Though no official announcements have been made, the cliffhanger and the success of the first season led many to believe that Moon Knight Season 2 is pretty much guaranteed. In a recent TikTok, Mohamed Diab and Oscar Isaac were asked directly if Moon Knight Season 2 is happening. Diab just repeated the question, but Isaacs responded with, "Why else would we be in Cairo?" Right? The comment seemingly confirms that Season 2 is on the way and that they may already have started production, or at the very least pre-production. We know very little about Season 2 so far, but details and news are sure to come in the following months if Season 2 is actually on the way. Check out the TikTok here.
The question on everyone's mind, is there a Season 2?
Why else will we be in Cairo?
Now, this is a fun clip. I like that Oscar Isaac and Mohamed Diab hang out outside of production, and these types of relationships in Hollywood often result in some great collaboration. I have to admit that I'm really shocked by this video, though. Mohamed Diab and Oscar Isaac do the unthinkable by strongly hinting that Moon Knight Season 2 production is underway. Kevin Feige and Marvel are known to live and die by secrecy and use the old J.J. Abrams magic box approach to maximum effect with their project. To enforce this approach, Marvel is known to have a shadowy group of individuals dubbed the Marvel Police that monitor the release of Marvel secrets online. I like this news, and I'm glad that they're back to work on production. Moon Knight was a hit for Marvel on release and offered our unique new hero a great way to be introduced to the Marvel roster. I can't wait to see what we have in store for season 2. Anyway, that's all I have for this one. As usual, if you guys like these updates, you want to see more, please do me a favor, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, I'm gonna check you guys later. Peace. Yo, what's going on, guys? In a recent interview, actor Patton Oswalt may have confirmed that the Eternals 2 movie has been greenlit. But first, I need you to do me a favor. Please hit that like button. And then if you're new here and you want to see more quick news updates, make sure you subscribe. Now, The Eternals premiered on November 5th, 2021 and received a disappointing 47% on Rotten Tomatoes. The large ensemble cast featured Gemma Chan, Richard Madden, Kumail Nanjiani, Leah McHugh, Brian Tyree Henry, Lauren Ridloff, Barry Keoghan, Don Lee, Harish Patel, Kit Harington, Salma Hayek, and Angelina Jolie. The film centered around a race of immortal beings who lived on Earth and helped shape its history. The Eternals secretly battle monsters known as deviants at different points in Earth's history. Chloe Zhao directed the first film, which, for all its flaws, told quite a beautiful story. Fans were kinder than critics, giving it a 78% score on Rotten Tomatoes, but they failed to show their support at the box office. The Eternals grossed $402 million worldwide and was the second worst performing movie in Marvel Studios' 14-year history. Despite the poor reception and poor showing at the box office, fans still want a sequel. Marvel is being tight-lipped regarding any news surrounding an Eternals 2. Thanks to a recent comment by Patton Oswalt, it appears a sequel is in the works. In an interview with The Today Show, Patton Oswalt shared that Eternals 2 is in the works and will be directed by Chloe Zhao. It's worth noting that Oswalt is set to star in Eternals 2, but he does not speak on behalf of Marvel. No official announcement has been made regarding the sequel, but if Oswalt is to be believed, it's happening and sooner than we thought. He claims that Marvel has already announced the film is happening, despite the fact that we haven't any official capacity heard from Marvel that this is true. His comment also dispels rumors that Taika Waititi will direct Eternals 2. You can see the full clip right here.
So Patton, there's word out there that you might be speaking of the metaverse, part of the Marvel universe. Along with Harry Styles.
Oh, well, yeah, there's Harry Styles and I are in a little post-credit sequence in the Eternals. I play Pip the Troll. He plays Star Fox,
right.
Thanos' brother. It's actually, Al, it's interesting, in early issues of the comic, see, Star Fox originally, when he first appeared, he was...
Come back to me.
They have announced there's going to be an Eternals sequel. Chloe Zhao is going to direct it, so hopefully there will be more adventures of Star Fox and Pip.
Now, this clip makes it seem like it was a mistake, right? Patton Oswalt looked like he was genuinely put on the spot and tried to stall and recall whether or not this movie was announced. It's both hilarious and a little cringy to see him try his hardest to remember what he can and cannot say. And I think after a while, he just decided to go for it. This is news hot on the heels after Moon Knight 2, Season 2 was shared on TikTok by Oscar Isaac and Mohamed Diab. I love that these projects are starting to leak and we get the peace of mind that these characters are going to continue having their stories told that we're not getting from Marvel. Either way, I bet the Marvel police are going to have a field day with all these leaks. I personally don't believe films need to have secrecy, and I think good products will be successful based on their quality rather than the spectacle of secrets. But what do I know? Anyway, that's all I have for this one. As usual, if you guys like these updates, you want to see more, please do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, I'm going to check you guys later. Peace. Reports say DC's film president, Walter Hamada, was on the verge of leaving the studio after Batgirl was shelved. But first, if you're new here to the movie blog, do me a favor and please hit that like button. And if you want to see more updates like this, make sure you subscribe. Now, we recently learned that Warner Brothers Discovery chose not to release the film Batgirl on any platform. The film was in production for years and apparently was so bad Warner Brothers just shelved the whole project. Now, Warner Brothers is shaking things up as far as DC properties are concerned, and apparently they're planning for big things for the future. Warner Brothers Discovery chief David Zaslav is at the helm of DC's film's Reset. Zaslav is vowing not to release any film before it is ready. These words give us the impression that Warner Brothers is choosing quality over quantity. They seem like they're trying to salvage what's left of the DC franchise. The DC Universe, or DCEU, has been in a state of limbo for years with no clear direction. Projects get announced, then they stay in development hell for years with few updates. The Flash and Batgirl are two films that have suffered greatly from this, but it appears a new future is on the way. Reports also say that Zaslav is searching for new leadership for DC films, which apparently caused some internal problems. According to The Hollywood Reporter, amid everything that is going on with DC films, the studio president Walter Hamada was on the verge of exiting. After consulting with counsel, the president decided to stay on at least until October 21st, when Black Adam is set to be released. According to sources, Hamada is pausing and has not yet decided to make the situation adversarial. Hamada has remained quiet as far as statements to the press are concerned, but this whole shakeup with DC Films seems bigger than we were led to believe. And this is interesting news to hear. It's got to be an awkward situation. You know, I can imagine Hamada coming into the office and everything's different. Everybody's different. All the offices are moved and restructured. How is someone supposed to act like everything is normal? Everything created for DC Films is at risk at this point, and he's no longer the final decision maker on the films released. The fact that he's sticking around for Black Adam is interesting to me. Is he trying to ensure that he gets some sort of payment upon that film's release? Is he trying to use the film to prove that he's the right guy to stay in charge of the DC properties? This is a really curious situation that's still unfolding. I'll keep you guys posted as we hear more on this, but that's all I have for now. Anyway, if you guys are new here, you like these updates, please, again, hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, I'm going to check you guys later. Peace. New behind-the-scenes set photos from Ironheart give us a good look at Dominique Thorne as Riri Williams, aka Ironheart. The new Disney Plus series Ironheart is set to premiere in 2023 and will feature the acting talents of Dominique Thorne, Alden Ehrenreich, and Anthony Ramos. This series follows young inventor Riri Williams, who creates her very own version of the Iron Man armor. Very few details have been released regarding the series, but thanks to some leaked merchandise, we know Ironheart will make her debut in the upcoming film Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Riri Williams, aka Ironheart, has a short history in Marvel Comics and first premiered in Invincible Iron Man Volume 3, Number 7 in 2016. She was created by writer Brian Michael Bendis and artist David Marquez. The character is often portrayed as a teen who, through her own genius, invents her very own version of the Iron Man-like armor. After reverse engineering technology from Tony Stark's outdated armor, Riri Williams dons the suit and becomes the hero Ironheart. She's often put on a team with other Avengers-like characters like Miss Marvel, America Chavez, Miles Morales, and Amadeus Cho. And she even teams up with Iron Man himself. She's increased in popularity over the years, and she's been featured in several cartoons, including Marvel's Spider-Man. Thanks to a Reddit post from MSS Mods on the subreddit Marvel Studios Spoilers, we have our very first look at Dominique Thorne in her full suit on the set of Ironheart. The suit looks awesome in the second picture, but it's important to know that this is going to be a heavily CGI'd suit. Usually you see suits like this, like what Robert Downey Jr. wore when they shot Avengers Infinity War. It's basically like a onesie that they're going to overlay the CGI. It's a baseline piece of armor that they add the effects in after, and it usually looks pretty awesome. The fourth and fifth pictures feature Anthony Ramos as the series villain who's rumored to be Parker Robbins, aka the Hood. Robbins dons a magical cloak that imbues him with mystical powers, and as you can see from the photos, he's wearing a cloak with comic book accuracy. I like the reveal here of the armor that Riri will wear at this point in the story. I think the suit looks a little too much like Tony Stark's designs, but I'm sure we'll get that in-story explanation of this being Mark 1 or something like that. I am excited to see what this suit will look like in action, but I also want to see what it will look like when she gets a more comic accurate looking suit that's a bit more slender in the design and is more reminiscent to what Pepper Potts wore in her rescue armor at the end of Endgame. Anyway, that's all I have for this one. As usual, if you guys like these updates, you want to see more, please do me a favor, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, I'll check you guys later. Peace. Warner Brothers Discovery has been in the news a lot lately, and now we're getting an update on the Black Canary movie. We've covered the cancellations, confirmations, and other shakeups at Warner Brothers since the merger with Discovery. One of the focal points of the changes has been the handling of projects related to the DC brand of characters. In recent weeks, we've seen confirmation that Warner Brothers Discovery will release the Dwayne Johnson movie Black Adam in 2022 and the Ezra Miller film The Flash in 2023. We also have confirmation that the Batgirl movie starring Leslie Grace will not release in any shape or form on any platform. Fans are uncertain about the future for most of the characters in the DC brand once the restructuring is complete. But we are learning from comic book resources that one character is surviving the WB cuts, and that's Black Canary. The news reads as follows. In light of Warner Brothers Discovery pulling the plug on Batgirl, DC fans have worried that the Black Canary movie might meet a similar fate, given the fact that, like Batgirl, the Birds of Prey spinoff was being developed as an HBO Max exclusive release. However, in a statement to TV Line, a spokesperson for Warner Brothers Pictures confirmed that, at this time, Black Canary remains in development at HBO Max. This is good but surprising news. Jurnee Smollett portrays Dina Lance, Black Canary, in the film Birds of Prey, which was released in 2020, and she's going to reprise her role. Now, Black Canary is a cool, superpowered person with the ability to use her voice as a weapon when she screams. As of now, the film is still tracking as an HBO project, but this recent activity from the company is worrying for fans and myself alike. Rolling Stone even quoted Zaslav as saying that DC films should be released theatrically or not at all. If this is true, then I expect this movie to either shift to being a theatrical release like they did with the Blue Beetle movie, which is also wrapping up development, or this will be removed from the release calendar in the future and maybe another round of write-offs for the studio. That's all I have for this one. If you guys are new here, if you like these updates, please do me a huge favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Please subscribe so this way you guys can make sure you're in the loop and you get more of these updates moving forward. It does a big help for me in the channel if you hit that subscribe button. Like 80% of you guys who listen aren't subscribed. Please hit that subscribe button. That's all I got for this one. I'll check you guys later. Peace. Ezra Miller supposedly attended reshoots for The Flash this summer in between their arrests. But first, if you're new here to the movie blog, please do me a big favor and please hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to keep up with all of our movie news and discussion. The Flash is set to be released on June 23, 2023 and is directed by Andy Muschietti. The star of the film, Ezra Miller, has made headlines recently for their very public arrest. They're currently awaiting trial for a burglary charge in Vermont, but allegations of child endangerment, grooming, and running a cult have all put the actor in hot water. Despite Ezra Miller's legal trouble, The Flash will still release in theaters in 2023. The film was originally set for a March 23, 2018 release date, but rewrites and production issues caused The Flash to be delayed. With the recent news of Miller's legal trouble and DC's planned reset, many are surprised that The Flash is moving forward at all. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Ezra Miller attended reshoots for The Flash this summer. The reshoots fall in between Miller's arrests, which they apparently did without incident. Warner Brothers had also made no indication that The Flash would move from its June 23, 2023 release date. No other details about the future of the film have surfaced, but Warner Brothers seems happy with the film so far. The news reads as follows. Work has kept up on The Flash, which has been testing well. Miller participated in regularly scheduled additional photography over the summer, apparently without incident, before being charged with burglary, their third arrest this year, on August 7th in Vermont. Still, neither DC nor Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav has indicated that the film will move from its June 2023 release date, though insiders say the studio is evaluating all options. What in the actual what? It's getting harder and harder to keep track of Ezra Miller's location at any given time. Ezra has been arrested several times in Hawaii, is being accused of running a cult, grooming minors, a burglary in Vermont, and may or may not have choked a chick on camera. I'm not fully surprised, as this isn't the first time that DC has kept people under accusations on the payroll. Walter Hamada and Jeff Johns have been accused of all sorts of toxic behavior by Ray Fisher. There's also the little sexual harassment things with DC Comics and a guy named Eddie Berganza from a few years ago. DC Films is in the news so much lately, but it doesn't seem like it's for any of the right reasons. Anyway, that's all I have for this one. As usual, if you guys like these updates, you want to see more, please hit that like button, make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, I'll check you guys later. Peace. New behind-the-scenes footage from the canceled Warner Brothers film Batgirl showcases Brendan Fraser as the DC supervillain Firefly. But first, if you're new here to the movie blog, do me a favor and please hit that like button. And if you want to see more updates like this, make sure you subscribe. Warner Brothers Discovery recently shelved the nearly $90 million film Batgirl, meaning they won't release the film on any platform. The news comes as a shock to fans who are waiting for the film to release. The story of Batgirl speaks to a larger problem at DC Films, which is currently shaking things up and focusing on quality films. Batgirl began production in 2017 and since then has undergone several reshoots and rewrites. Adil El Arbi and Bilal Fallah directed the unreleased film, and it starred Leslie Grace as the title character, Batgirl aka Barbara Gordon. Brendan Fraser was going to be the villain of the film and was cast as the DC character Firefly, aka Garfield Lynns. Firefly has a long history at DC Comics, which began when the character was introduced in Detective Comics number 184 in June of 1952. Firefly is a character that is a sociopathic pyromaniac with an obsessive compulsion to start fires.
I know Brendan Fraser's in it, Michael Keaton's in it. Leslie Grace is Batgirl. Brendan, he's a Firefly?
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it. You just put shot on it. Pop your shot on it, so keep eyes on. That's the same.
So even if you walk in, if you walk in when you're
Oh my gosh, she jumped to a fish. She just said, oh my god, hey!
Hey. Hello.
every single day.
I'll say there's no point.
This footage looks pretty interesting, and I would have liked to see this movie. It looks like there were a few fun scenes with Fraser giving us a really nice and maniacal Firefly. I was also curious about the family dynamic between Jim and Barbara Gordon. The comics have always shown them to have a pretty good relationship, but I really wanted to see the backstory on Barbara's mother and possibly her brother. I could go on and on about what could have been, but I guess I'll just stop there. Anyway, that's all I have for this one. Again, as usual, if you guys like these updates, you want to see more, please do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, I'm going to check you guys later. Peace.
Check it out, yeah. Scared money, make less of it. Don't ever let the chance pass you by. Just keep your eye up on the prizes. Life keeps spinning, these rules I break them. Life keeps spinning, them risks I take them. Run way to a bag, nigga thought you in the way, but